Hi, okay, so this is lesson 1 of this video lesson series. I have only 5 minutes to talk about this because that's how I decided to do it. So let's get into it. So it's lesson 0. What we're going to talk about in lesson 0 is how we're going to study the subjects. The best way to study AP Physics Mechanics, or just physics in general, is to look at the exam description because the AP test is a test. And the best thing to do is look at the description for the test. So skip, 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 skip. That's not very important. Course framework. Science, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this is the first part that you're going to take notice of. We're going to look at, like, the whole, like, the units in this. So there's kinematics, force and translational dynamics, work, energy, power, linear momentum, torque, rotational dynamics, energy momentum of rotating systems, and oscillations. So this exam doesn't have a lot of stuff, as you can see. It has like only 7 units, and like in each unit there isn't much to study, which is like the great thing about physics. You don't have a lot of things to study. But yeah, so that's one good thing about physics if you have ADHD. So let's go to the unit descriptions. So basically for each unit there's a description of what you're going to study, and then there's like a little lesson. Basically it has all the things you're going to need to know. As you can see, it says essential knowledge. That literally means essential. So everything you need to know is in here. This is basically your textbook. It has like these different topics that you can study, and for each topic, as you can see, has the knowledge and everything. Also, they have these like equations that you're going to use, and you're going to be able to know why they're important, how they're related to each other and everything, because as you can see, yeah. Yeah, so basically that's how you're going to need to study the subject, because basically that's the best way, because it's an exam, and just looking at the description for the exam is probably the best thing to do. And that's how it is for all of the subjects, units. So before going into each unit, I would really suggest you to read through each of the description for it, so you can know like what part of the knowledge is essential and what part of the knowledge is like peripheral, you know? So that was my lesson for lesson 0. And yeah. Oh wait, I forgot one thing. So one thing that I also want to mention, that's my frog by the way, is you also should look at the equations sheet. If you have a learning disability, I would really suggest you to take liberty on yourself and try not to memorize everything, because that's kind of stupid. It's not going to work. I know that because, you know. Anyways, when you look at the equation sheet, they have all the prefixes, the unit symbols. The unit symbols are pretty important. This is also important, but for the trigonometric functions, I would kind of suggest you to memorize it, but I would assume you already have that memorized because, you know, if you're taking AP Physics C, you already took a lot of stuff anyways. Universal gravitational constant, you're going to learn that later on. And what I do, and what I greatly suggest you to do, is to separate all these different topics by, separate all these different equations by topic. So as you can see, Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 5, Unit 6, Unit 7. And I highlighted it, I color-coded it in different colors, excuse me. This is really useful because you can read the problem and you can look through the, you can read the problem, know what this problem is asking, and then look immediately into the, look immediately into the equation sheet without having to pause, and you're not going to waste time. And one thing about AP Physics is that you're going to kind of run out of time. Even though I had 504, I ran out of time. Yeah, so that's it. That's basically it.